Good morning, students and viewers at home. My name is Okolo Evelyn from Biology Department of St. Charles College, Onitsha. Our topic today is Reproductive System of Human. Let's look at the specific objectives. By the end of this lesson, students will be able to do the following. Number 1, define reproductive system. Number 2, mention the parts of male and female reproductive system. Number 3, draw the diagram of front view of male reproductive system. And number 4, describe the 3 accessory glands in the female reproductive system and state one function each of the accessory glands. Now, let's go into the lesson proper. You have been hearing about reproductive system. What then is reproductive system? Reproductive system is the organ that is used for reproduction. It allows us to make babies, and to make babies, we combine genetic material from the biological mother of the egg and the biological father of the sperm to make our offspring through sexual intercourse. And the purpose of reproduction is to ensure continuity of life. Let's look at the parts of male reproductive system. I want you to take a look at these two structures. Is there any difference between the two? Yes, both are the male reproductive system, but the only difference is that the one on the right hand side is the side view of male reproductive system, and the one on the left hand side is the front view of male reproductive system. The male reproductive system is divided into external and internal parts. The external parts include the testes, the seminiferous tubules, epididymis, penis and urethra, vas deferens or sperm ducts. The internal parts are called the accessory organs. They include seminal vesicle, prostate gland, Cooper's gland or bulbourethra. You want to see the functions of the external parts of the male reproductive system. Let's start with the testes, or a pair of testicles. I want you to look at this diagram and follow the explanation. There are two oval-shaped testes, hand behind the penis and right in front of the anus, and is housed in a wrinkled sac called scrotum. Usually, the left testis is found slightly lower than the right one. When there is cold, the scrotal sac contracts and the testes move nearer to the body. Let's look at the functions of the testes. They produce sperm, which carry the man's gene. What is gene? Gene is a unit of hereditary information that occupies a specific position on the chromosome. And this information are passed from parents to their offspring. Number 2 function is that they produce the male sex hormone called testosterone, which aids development of secondary sexual characters. And the example of sexual characters in male include widening of shoulder, deepening of voice, growth of facial hairs, pubic hairs, etc. The next one is seminiferous tubules. They are composed of a mass of sperm-producing tubes and located within the testes. They unite to form the epididymis. If you look at this structure here, the red arrow indicates the location of seminiferous tubules inside the tunica albuginea. Tunica is a layer of connective tissues covering the testes. Now, the function of seminiferous tubules. These are points where sperms are produced within the testes by a process known as spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis is the origin and development of sperm cells within the testes. The next one is the epididymis. Epididymis is also found within the testes. It is a long tube at the back of the testes. Now, take a look at this structure. You will see arrow number 1. It is the location of the seminiferous tubule, as we have said, and it is connected to the epididymis. Do you see the epididymis, the long coil tubule? It has 3 parts. The head of the epididymis is the arrow number 1. And the arrow number 2 is the body of the epididymis, while the arrow number 3 is the tail of the epididymis. Let's look at the functions of the epididymis. They collect and store sperm temporarily until they mature. The sperm that emerges from the testes are immature and incapable of fertilization. Therefore, they stayed in the epididymis until they reach maturity. And when they mature, they will be able to fertilize a woman's egg. Now, the next one is penis and the urethra. The penis is a male erectile organ. It serves 4 parts. 1, glans or head or tip of the penis. The second one is the foreskin. The third is base or corona, while the fourth part is the shaft. The penis contains spongy tissues which can be filled with blood. And when it's filled with blood, it becomes erect. While the urethra is a narrow tube which prolongs into the penis. That is, it passes from bladder to the tip of the penis. Now, let's look at the structure. The arrow number 1 is the penis, while the arrow number 2 is the urethra, located at the center of the penis. Then, the other number 2 urethra is where the urethra is connected with the urinary bladder. Now, the functions. The penis is urogenital in function. That is, it serves as a means of reproduction as well as a means of excretion. What does that mean? It means that the semen and the urine leave the penis through the urethra. But both of them cannot pass at the same time. Why? This is because when the penis is erect, it is difficult to urinate, as the muscular valve closes the bladder. But when the penis is limp, it is not possible to discharge semen. Now, another one is vas deferens or sperm duct. This one is just a narrow tube which leads from the epididymis to the seminal vesicle. And the function is that it carries or conducts sperm from epididymis to the seminal vesicle. Now, let's move over to internal parts of male reproductive system called accessory glands. The accessory glands are the specialized structures that produce fluids essential for the motility, nourishment, and protection of sperm. These are seminal vesicle, prostate glands, and Cooper's gland. Now, let's look at the structures. The arrow number 1 shows the location of the seminal vesicle. The second arrow is the Cooper's gland, while the third arrow is the prostate gland. Now, let's discuss the glands one after the other. The first one, seminal vesicle. That yellow arrow there is pointing at the seminal vesicle. It's located above the prostate gland, where it joins with the vas deferens to form ejaculatory ducts. The function. It contains fructose, a sugar-rich fluid that provides sperm with a source of energy and help with the sperm motility, that is, ability to move. The next one is the prostate gland. I want you to take a look at the structure again. You see that yellow arrow? It is pointing at the prostate gland. It's a walnut-sized structure connected to the urethra through many tubules. Function. It secretes milk alkaline fluid that activates the sperm. Now, the last one is Cooper's gland. Take a look at the structure again. You see another arrow. It is pointing at the Cooper's gland. It's a peanut-sized structure located very close to the prostate gland. The function of it is that it secretes a clear, slippery fluid which helps to increase the pH of the female reproductive medium, which is normal acidic. And such acidic environment can kill the sperm if it is not neutralized with the aid of Cooper's gland. Now, my students, we have finished the male reproductive system. Let's move over to the female reproductive system. Here we have the front view of the female reproductive system and the side view of female reproductive system. The female reproductive system consists of the following structures: the ovaries, oviduct or fallopian tube, uterus or womb, vagina, cervix, vulva, and clitoris. Let's look at their functions one after the other. The ovaries. There are two ovaries in a woman located on the dorsal surface of the abdominal cavity, one on each side of the vertebral column, and the finger-like structure that holds the ovaries is called the fimbriae. If you look at the structure here, the arrow labeled number 1 is the ovary, while the one appears in yellow color is the fimbriae. Now the function. The graafian follicle of the ovaries produces and releases mature eggs. The graafian follicle is a fluid cavity that surrounds and protects the developing eggs in the ovary. The second function is that they produce female sex hormone called the estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen helps in development of female secondary sexual characters such as enlargement of breast, widening of the hip, pubic hairs, etc. Progesterone is sometimes called pregnancy hormone. Why? Because it plays a vital role in the fertility and the pregnancy. Another part is the oviduct or fallopian tube. This is a long, narrow tube with a funnel-shaped opening. The oviduct links ovary with the uterus. Look at the structure here. On the left-hand side, that red arrow indicates the left fallopian tube. And the functions include number one, they collect the released eggs. Number 2, it is sized for fertilization of egg. And number 3, it is a tube through which the egg or ovum passes from the ovary to the uterus. Now the uterus. Observe this diagram. Do you see the growing baby inside the uterus? You can call it womb. The uterus is a muscular organ that contains numerous blood vessels. The inner wall of the uterus is lined with the highly vascularized tissues known as the endometrium. The endometrium thickens and renews itself every month, preparing for pregnancy. And if pregnancy does not occur, the endometrium sheds tears in a process known as menstruation. Now, let's see the function. It receives the zygote or fertilized egg, and this develops within the uterus throughout the period of gestation. The attachment of the embryo to the wall of the uterus is known as implantation. The point at which the embryo is attached to the uterus develops into a placenta. Placenta gives nourishment or provides food to the growing baby and also removes waste from the baby's blood. Now the next one is the vagina or birth canal. Look at the structure again. Do you see the vagina there? It is in between the cervix and the vulva. It is an elastic and muscular tube. The walls are wrinkled. The opening of the vagina is partially covered by a thin membrane called hymen. If the hymen is intact, it means that the girl is still a virgin. The hymen can be torn during vigorous physical exercise or during sexual intercourse. The functions. Number 1, it receives sperm from the penis during sexual intercourse. Number 2, fetus also passes out of the vagina during birth. The next part is the cervix. The cervix is a ring of muscle with tiny aperture that closes the lower end of the uterus, where it joins the vagina. And the function is that it controls the opening and closing of the vagina, especially during birth. The next one is the vulva. The vulva is a collective name for all the external parts of the female reproductive organ. The vulva includes the labia majora and labia minora, which are pairs of folds of skin surrounding the vulva. The female reproductive system finally opens to the outside world through the vulva. If you keenly observe the diagram here, you will see the labia majora, which is the outer part, and the labia minora, which is the inner part. Then the functions. It allows the passage of penis into the vagina. Then the second one is that it permits passage of fetus during birth. And the last function is that it permits the passage of urine out of the body. Now the next one is the clitoris. I want you to take a look at this diagram. That red arrow is the location of the clitoris. This is a small sensitive organ found in front of the vulva. It is erectile on account of flow of blood when it is stimulated. Function. It causes excitement during sexual intercourse. Now that you have learned the reproductive system in male and reproductive system in female, which one is more complex than the other? Can you answer the questions by yourself? Okay, let me help you. The female reproductive system is more complex than the male reproductive system. Why? This is because the female reproductive system comprises of fertilization, growth, and development of the baby, unlike the male reproductive system. That is why the female reproductive system is slightly more complicated than the male reproductive system, but both are needed for reproduction. Now, my students, we have come to the end of this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to use the following questions to evaluate you. Number 1, define reproductive system. 2, mention the parts of male and female reproductive system. Number 3, draw the diagram of front view of male reproductive system, measuring 10 to 15 centimeters. And number 4, describe the 3 accessory glands in female reproductive system and state one function each of the accessory glands. I want you to answer these questions and send it to my WhatsApp number, which is 08037388099. Thanks for listening.